Hey, cluck, cluck, everybody. There we go. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? I'm not like an expert on StreamYard. Waiting for some. Hold on, I got my phone. Yay! Okay, I can see myself. Good. All right, so I just thought it'd be fun to kind of do an impromptu live. I did bring earbuds if y'all need all that good stuff. Uh, first off, sorry, Tracy, you got the C word. I hate that. I've had it twice. Sucks. Hey, Tiff Cat, Catherine, Welsh Pam, Elizabeth F, Katie Bird. Um, I know there's a lot more people in here. Oh, Kathy Cluckett. Woo! I love Kathy Cluckett. She's one of my favorite people. If y'all don't know Kathy, I mean, y'all should. I mean, y'all definitely should get to know Kathy. She's just great. Let's see. So, and I'm looking at chat on my phone, so that's what y'all are seeing. I have chat right here. I don't know why I prefer to use it on my phone. So, well, I mean, what do y'all want to talk about today? Let's see. So, my Katie Bird, in case y'all don't know, she is my sister. She's big into the Wells case. We've actually briefly talked about doing like our own true crime channel, but unfortunately, we would be the most hated true crime channel on YouTube because she would bring in the Wells trolls and I would bring in the watch trolls. Can y'all imagine that? Oh my goodness, that would be definitely the most hated true crime channel, I think. Oh, Meeser Mom's here. She's big in gardening. I love Meeser Mom. So, I am outside. I'm in my gazebo, so you may hear traffic. You may also hear thunder behind me. In North Carolina, it just like thunders all day in the summer, even though sometimes we get rain, sometimes we don't from it. Katie, how is your troll situation on the channel you mod for? I'm gonna wait and see what she says. Yeah, we between so my sister Katie mods for another channel. I dare her. No, I'm kidding. uh Honestly, I think that some of the mods in here that do also mod for AD would vouch for me that you have to have a lot of commitment and patience to mod for AD. So I don't even know if that would be something she would be interested in. AD has asked me before. It's like, why don't you bring on your sister? I'm like, well, for one thing, she mods for another channel. For another thing, she's got a smaller child, so she doesn't always have the time. Oh, you got some threats. Yeah. People are crazy on YouTube. Tammy Lee said chicks are crazy. I say YouTube's crazy. YouTube. Some people say it's the Wild West. I've never seen more childish and high school stuff. Even in high school, I did not see some of the high school stuff that I see that goes on YouTube. It's um I saw somebody bashing somebody last night. And I mean, it was literally a page right out of a high school Mean Girl playbook. And she was basically like, oh, and you dated this person and you said this, this, and this about them. How horrible is that? Like, I was like, this is YouTube. You're like, I don't even know how old this person was, but she was like 40 or 50 at least. Yeah. So we have a big anniversary coming up tomorrow. The 4-year anniversary of the Watts case. That's going to be sad. My heart definitely goes out to all family members tomorrow. Okay, so my mom is big into the Murdaugh case. Okay, um, and she's been trying to get me into it a little bit, and I finally watched something on it, and that is crazy. I'm gonna have to. I don't even know if AD knows about that case. I'll have to bring it up. That is a crazy case. Oh, is YCC Talks in here? Oh, she is one of my favorites. She's from where she is where my family is from in Ireland. So, and she's also named Derry, who is what he's one of my free ranging roosters, and he is so funny because he literally goes out for sometimes days at a time. I'm pretty sure that the only reason he comes back is to just say, "Hey, Ma, I'm okay." Um, but he's definitely got. Unfortunately, I really want to put him in. He's such a pretty rooster. I really want to breed him, but I just he loves being free so much. I don't want to put him in a run with a female in order to breed him. Maybe when he gets older and gets some of his free ranging out of the way, we'll get him in to a run and breed him because he is a pretty rooster. So yeah, the Murdaugh case is in South Carolina. It's so basically he's a very prominent. Oh, I cannot remember. I think he's a lawyer. He might be a doctor. He's a very prominent professional. Um, and the first thing that happened in the Murdaugh case is basically his son uh, is a spoiled kid and got drunk and rode a boat. And I think he killed a girl and he injured some people. So there's that. There was already that. Then next thing you know, the boy who did do that and the mother uh, is dead and is murdered. So immediately you're kind of thinking maybe it has something to do with that because there was a lot of hate on this boy for driving drunk on a boat, basically being a sport kid. And but it turns out allegedly that it was actually the father who did it, and he was on the run for a while. It's this crazy thing. I really can't even explain it. You'll have to go watch it. Where did I think I saw it on on Discovery Plus, but I'm sure that there's like tons of YouTube stuff out on it. Oh yeah, YCC is a free spirit. I listen into her lives. I don't always comment because it's well. First off, I don't. I think that most creators would not let me be attacked in their comment section, but I also don't want to take away from the chat. I don't want to come in there and cause a problem. I just assume not go in there. I do go in under alt sometimes. A lot of y'all talk to me and not even realize you're talking to me. So, oh my gosh, y'all! Philip Berenice is in the house. I went to high school with him. Wow. And Jody is cool here. It sounds like somebody's getting ready to mow the yard. Murdaugh Murders. Okay. I'll have to check that out. So, if the lawnmower gets too loud, I may end this and maybe I'll start another one inside the house. I just thought it'd be fun to do it outside. So, yeah. Did it work? Yay, it worked. So let's see where the lawnmower's going. It's coming right up here. Let me know if it gets too loud, and we'll end this, and I'll go inside. But maybe just going past. So the people who mow here, they mow the graveyard up the road, so they may just be. Nope, they're staying here. Is the lawnmower too loud, y'all? Oh, is it buffering? Let's see. My thing's not buffering. Okay. Can't hear it good. Cool deal. Okay. So, do y'all have any questions as far as like the Watts case, for example. I do actually get a lot of people asking me my opinion, because I will tell y'all that I don't have the same. Well, I have this. It's basically the same theory, but it's for. I'll say this. I don't subscribe to the chloroform theory. I know that AD is big on that. I just don't subscribe to that. There are some things that me and AD definitely uh, don't don't see eye to eye on. I'm not a blind follower like a lot of people think. So, so Catherine does actually want to hear. I don't even know. I would say that I definitely had a theory in the beginning, but there was just so many ups and downs that I don't know if I actually have a theory. I will say that I still definitely think that NK needs to be investigated. And here it comes. Y'all probably gonna see it come right behind me. How loud was that? So Meeser doesn't believe that Chris killed anybody. That's, um, you know, I wouldn't say, as far as my theory goes, like I said, I'm not even sure if I have one at this point, but I would say that he definitely is where he belongs, whether he killed anybody or not. So, I actually picked today because I didn't think that there would be any lawn mowing going on. Let's see. I definitely think she needs to be investigated. What I will say is, I definitely think she knew more. From the get go, I immediately, just like most people would say, okay, the mistress is involved. And then I kind of thought, well, maybe she just knew about it, or maybe she just talked him into it. And then, and it was AD's video that kind of made me go, oh my God, I think she was there. Um, and that's when I became very loyal to AD. So that's kind of where I am. As far as how it happened, I don't know if we're ever going to find out. Part of me thinks that it's so bad that we'll never come up with the theory. And I think that's why there's so many secrets in this case, is because it's so bad that we don't know. Hey, Utter Nutter. Let's see. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm thinking that it's just so bad that that's when I think about why somebody won't tell the truth, my head immediately goes, it's so bad that they don't want you to know the truth. So that's kind of where I think it's so bad that they don't want us to know the truth. YCC, yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't tell somebody what to. Oh, it's bouncing around. Yeah. So I agree with you. You can't tell somebody where to go and what to do, but if it was torturing me that much, I definitely wouldn't be on YouTube. So yeah, Audrey Briggs definitely had her theory. Her theory was four people in the basement, basically, and that theory you hear going around. I don't know if I believe the theory where all these people in the basement. I'm not going to completely dismiss it though. I feel like the more people you have, involved in it, the more likely the truth is going to come, or more things are going to come out. That's why I don't really necessarily subscribe to it being that many people in the basement. But I do think there's more. Possibly, yeah, possibly. I definitely think Leave Jim Alone knows more about it too. How involved he is, I don't know. Um, NA needs looking at. I will say, I think that there's something funny going on there. I don't think she's necessarily involved in murders, but I do think that maybe there's some stuff that she didn't quite get right in her, in her statements and so forth. I do think it's a possibility that she was in the house earlier that morning. In fact, I think that there's a lot of proof that shows that she was in that house earlier than she said. I don't think she's involved in any way in the murders. I think she's a friend who was worried, and if I had a friend like that I was worried about, I would be in that house. So I don't really blame her too much, except I do think the truth needs to be told to the police because so they can maybe clear up some of the questions we have. Check the knives. That's been a that has been coming up a lot lately. Check the knives. Um, so in case y'all don't know, check the knives that's something that Shanann's mom said when they first entered the house. Um, my theory on that is that they were just really worried about Shanann, maybe her mental state. And who knows what you would say in that situation. I do think it's interesting though. So I thought it was quitting for a minute. Kathy, I kind of think that too. I had this discussion with some people the other day that I really think that there was a lot of spies in Colorado for the parents. I think that Nate was. I think NA was. I don't think it's anything harmful, but you know, as an adult child, I would be super bent if I found out my parents had that many spies surrounding me reporting back. And I think that's actually exactly what some of these people were doing. I don't think it means anything other than other than her parents was maybe worried about the situation. So, hey, Susan. I don't think it's anything other than the parents being worried about the situation, but it still would upset me if my parents had spies all around me. I kind of think that too, Meezer. I think she had a lot of stuff going on. I'll put it at that. Excuse me, still recovering a little bit. Yeah, that's interesting. If the whole thing was to try to get out of debt, I mean, could be. With this case, I don't. I honestly, I don't. I don't throw out anything. There's just so many things that come to light, and you're like, oh my gosh. So, now, a lot of y'all knew my opinion on the Wells case at the beginning. It's definitely changed. A lot of stuff's come out. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's changed. I just didn't want I didn't want the parents to be blamed because of how they lived. And at that point, I would say I still didn't know a lot. So I definitely, at this point, my best guess on the Wells is probably an accident that they wanted to cover up. I'd be interested to hear. I know a lot of people have a lot of different theories on the Wells case. Sex trafficked. The Reverend Donna Serafina had a. She did her thing. I'm going to say this about real quick about the Reverend Donna Serafina. I hope I'm getting that last name right. I think she was spot on with the Daybell case. She obviously has gifts. And she seems to know a lot about the Wells case. Whether her predictions are right, we'll wait and see. I will say that a lot of y'all know my passion case is Dior Koontz Jr., and she did do a reading for that. And I will say that I do not believe the reading that she did for that. She believes that a bear got him, and I will tell you that if you ever look into the case, you will know that it's definitely not an animal attack. There's just no DNA that would vouch for that, and there would be, especially if it was a bear. So, but other than that, I think that every psychic might get something wrong. Other than that, I think that she is spot on with a lot of stuff. So, if y'all have never checked her out, definitely go check her out. She's very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, and Kay forgot the longest conversation. That's big red flag, right? Why lie about an accident? I agree if unless maybe you were high. Let's say you didn't want to be caught for that. You'd have some negligent charges on you. You'd probably lose your other kids, especially with the situation that they were in. It sounds like they may have been getting ready to lose their kids anyway. Oh, did she? Was okay. I did not know that. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here because I didn't know that. That definitely changes what I said. So yeah, CPS was already involved. So if they had had a death, I think they definitely would have lost the other children. There probably would have been some jail time. Who knows why somebody would lie? I kind of think that my passion case, Dior Koontz, I definitely thought that was an accident at first. It's been 7 years now. I think it was 2015 that he went missing, and why keep it a secret for that long if it was an accident? So that's kind of why I'm leading with the Dior Koontz case. Maybe it wasn't an accident. Good news about the Dior Koontz case, though. Let me tell y'all, Philip Klein, who is a private investigator, he's the only one that's made any headway on the Dior Koontz case, in my opinion. He's back on the case. They had a fundraiser. It, let's see. I wish I had the link. Oh, I'm buffering. Hold on. Is it buffering for y'all or it's good? Okay, so it's just my phone. Cool. All right, well, I'll just stop looking at my phone. Yes, Dior's parents. I've got my sister into this. Um, literally right after taking a polygraph, they went to a sex shop. They got a clone your Willie. That's the kind of thing I don't like to see. There's a 6-part series on Dior Koontz that everybody should watch. It's called Little Man Lost. It's a good starter. You're going to want to go in deeper. Dior Koontz is definitely a wormhole. Oh, but yeah, so there's I think it's whathappenedtobabydior.com. If you want to check that out, there's a place to donate to the private investigator also. Philip Klein is, if you don't know him, give him a look up. He's done a lot of bigger cases. So, yeah, it's just my phone buffering. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that off. So, I don't think. So when my sister started getting really into and emotionally involved in the Wells case, it reminded me a lot of me getting involved in the Dior Koontz case, and the cases are very similar. I feel like I think that both are probably an accident, and it's just they need to come clean. The fact is, with a lot of these parents with these accidents, they probably would get probation, unfortunately, right? Because when a little kid dies, you want to see justice, but when it's an accident, there's a very good chance they're going to get probation only, and I just wish they would fess up. Why don't I get some rabbits? We have talked about rabbits. You can actually keep rabbits in with chickens. You do have to watch out with the roosters. I've got tons of wild rabbits. I've actually got a place on my land that I call Alice's Wonderland, because it's just covered with this green ground covering. It almost looks like ivy, but it's not. And there's little rabbit holes all through there, and they just love to stay in there. Hey, Jenny from the block. So, let's see. Yeah, most true crime is a rabbit hole. You have some open and shut cases, but what's funny is even when you do have open and shut cases, you have somebody that's like, no, this and this happened. So, sort of like the Drew Peterson. No, Scott Peterson. Sorry, I felt like that was open and shut, and then you start looking into it, and there's all these people that think he's just completely innocent. So, yeah, Cluck Cluck definitely already goes down enough rabbit holes. Well, once they lie and investigation starts, I agree. They definitely would get maybe a. I'm sure Elizabeth knows the terminology. Basically, when you hinder the police at that point. Um, so. Oh, I know why my phone is doing that. Okay. I have it still hooked up to the internet and I'm outside. So, yeah, it's hindering an investigation. All right. So, yeah, I'm not sure where the Watts case is going to go at this point. Yeah, I would love to think that Tammy Lee is investigating, and we were definitely excited when David Carter called her, and she responded. At this point, I think that new physical evidence would have to be shown of some sorts, not just YouTubers saying stuff. But I still think it's a case that should, you know, can and should be discussed whenever and however people want. I definitely don't agree with, yeah, obstruction. That's what I was thinking. I definitely don't agree with, I know there are some people that don't believe that they're really past. I don't, Like I said, I wouldn't throw any in this case. I wouldn't throw any. I don't really believe that, but you just never know with this case. So I do think that Chris took responsibility for a lot of stuff that maybe he didn't do. Mm-hmm. Yep, we got the. I'm actually embarrassed. I don't really know. I know the basics of the McCann's case. I don't know a lot about the McCann's case. Um. So, but what would it mean? The entire police department. Yeah, that's true. The entire police department would. One thing that holds credence, and I was telling people about this is like the most interesting thing in the case to me, just because it's so weird. Uh, she, they never found Shanann's appendix, apparently. Um, no appendix scar. Nobody says that her appendix was taken out, but apparently they never found her appendix. But somebody looked up for me, and apparently some people were born without an appendix. Um, that was always so strange to me. Like, where did it go? I remember the first time I heard it, being like, what? But um, I mean, I don't think that means it's not her. I think maybe she really did have it removed, and we don't know. Maybe she was born without one. Who knows? I see. Oh, Mrs. O wants to be adopted so she can have some spaghetti. My husband, all right, y'all. I think it was last weekend. Was it that my husband made the best spaghetti sauce ever? I ate so much, I went to a spaghetti coma and just passed out for like the whole weekend. Uh oh. Y'all forgive Philip. He's sort of funny that way. He should have cloned it. You're right. King Tut needs to get with Dior Kuhn's mom, go to the sex shop and clone it, and we'll be set. Let's see. um. So yeah, how many of y'all are familiar with the Dior Kuntz case? Just out of curiosity, I know that. I know my sister is. Hey, Jinsey. So yeah, the Dior Kuntz case is okay. So Welsh Pam isn't. Um, so basically, a little boy went camping with his parents and his elderly great grandfather. It was his mom's grandfather, and then a family friend who was not quite right in the head, I would say. They all went camping, um, and he basically disappeared in this very small little campground. Um, the parents believe he was kidnapped. I mean, he couldn't have got far with the time period that they reported him missing in. Um, this was in Idaho, and it's just it, I mean, he almost up and vanished. So no, this is Elizabeth F. This is Dior Kuntz. It was in Idaho. This is sort of my passion case. Um, I mean, I have to face facts that he's passed, but he's for I was kind of like in on it from the very start when we were still hoping that that wasn't the case. Maybe he was kidnapped, um, but yeah, he just up and vanished. There's one way in, one way out of the campground. So I'm gonna see. Hold on. I'm gonna find. I'm gonna find the 6-part documentary I was talking about, and oops, this little man lost. So they affectionately called him Little Man. Okay. So this is going to be it's a 6-part series, but it's only like 10 minutes per episode. Ooh, that's not a gunshot, don't worry. I'm going to put it in chat. There we go. But yeah, that'll give you like the basic starts of it. It tells you all the it'll tell you the basics. Now, I first heard about it on Missing 411, which is a documentary. It's sort of out there. They kind of I'm not sure if they think aliens or Bigfoot took these people or whatever, but I came across it there and fairly early on, and they it's just been something that I'm constantly looking at now. Yeah, that was actually a backfire. It wasn't gunshots, but I hear not so much in the winter, but like during hunting season and stuff, there's gunshots all the time. So let's see. Oh, it's YCC leaving. Bye, YCC. Let's see. Yeah, I actually was trying when they were raising money. I was trying to get a lot of the true crime people to look into it, and I had a couple agree. And you know, I have AD who I try not to call on too many favors with him if I can help it. So yeah, I had a couple of people agree to it, but then like something happened or something else happened, whatever, and they just weren't able to do it. I believe that somebody did it for me, but she was Australian. Was it? I can't remember if it was Van or could have, but somebody did it for me. But they were Australian. I didn't actually see it when they did it. Oh, your gunshots aren't hunters. Let's see. Oh, I have 19 people in chat. I'm actually excited. You know, I think last time I had like 7. So let's see. It's 106. So I thought I'd do an hour. So give me some questions. Whatever y'all want. Y'all want to talk about chickens? You want to talk about true crime? So Utter Nutter, in case y'all don't know, she's a she. I'm not sure she's head mod. I consider her head mod for Kelly from What's the Obsession. Cluck Larry, is Cluck Larry still on the roof? No. I've got an interesting story behind that. I'm not going to share it live. I'll tell you later. But no, he's learned to stay off the roof. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Meezer, if you want to email me at ytchickenlady.com at gmail.com, you're welcome to. But I showed my spanners, my wall of tomato where I've been canning so many tomatoes. So they took off well this year, which I kind of did that the past couple of years. I've had tomatoes, but it just wasn't the greatest output. And this year I was just like so many, and then I got sick, and my mother-in-law had to help me do a lot of it, and I felt so bad for her. She said, but when she gave us all those tomatoes, she said, good God, that's the awfulest mess of tomatoes I've ever seen. There's just, I had tomatoes everywhere. It was crazy. But yeah, if you want to email me, I'll be glad to send you the picture of my wall of tomatoes. Have you ever had tomato water? I do tomato juice. I mean, is it like where you just put a slice of tomato in your water? Oh, Rose's head mod. Okay. Well, sorry about that. I would say I don't you know, people call me the head mod, but I don't I don't consider myself above anybody else. I happen to be an AD's ear, but I basically always tell the spanners when they first come in, I'll never ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do, and that's that's just kind of how I do it. Did you know? Oh yeah, I do know about that. So you watching the staircase this week? Is that? Yeah, I watched the staircase. I actually did not even know about it until the staircase. But yeah, I am from close to there. Yeah, I'm the boss. I'm definitely the boss of AD. Sometimes I have to tell him, "Don't you do that." I'm definitely not the OG, but you know, I'm very. I don't know. I think the thing about dealing with AD and what has put me in the position where I am in is I'm myself anyway, but I'll definitely don't really hold filters as far as what I think about the way things go or what happens, and that's what he wants. You know, he doesn't want a yes person, and I'm definitely not a yes person. That's one of the first things he asked me when I joined the inner circle. He was like, I need somebody that's going to be able to tell me no. Can you do that? And what's funny about that is I remember thinking, yeah, I can do that. That's my favorite word. He probably regrets asking me that now because I'm pretty sure I say no too much. So, yeah, I know. You know what's funny is when I was sick, he was asking for somebody to help out. And I was looking for people who were like me who will tell him no. And he was like, maybe not somebody like you, maybe somebody a little bit nicer. So, so we found we had to find a nicer person, somebody who can tell him no nicely, because I'm not necessarily nice when I say no. Yeah, sometimes I'm probably too real. I think I've just reached an age where I'm not going to not be myself, and I've been through so much that I'm not going to not be myself. And I think one of the reasons why people like a lot of y'all confide in me, um, a lot of our subs confide in me with stuff that um, you might not necessarily confide into somebody that you've met on the internet, but I don't know. I'm just a very real person. I'm very chill. I'm not a judgmental person at all. I've been through way too much in my life to be judgmental, to not be who I am, to not be nice. Uh, so people always say that I seem a lot older than I am, and I do think I've lived a lot more than a lot of people my age. Yeah, there's a lot of junk on YouTube. So I don't know. Any more questions? I'm thinking about just. I'll get y'all's opinion on this. I need a new show to binge. I've never tried Handmaid's Tale. How many people have watched Handmaid's Tale in here? Let's see. Thank you, Kathy. You never watched Handmaid's Tale? Somebody told me I should. I don't know. I'm a binge watcher. I typically Stranger Things is like my favorite show ever, ever. But I've watched it like 10 times. I'm kind of sick of it now. Too Dark for Catherine. Never heard of it. Okay. Well, do y'all have any ideas on like things to binge? There's I'll be honest with y'all. There's a good chance I've already binged it. I've pretty much finished Netflix. I'm on Hulu now. Oh yeah, I've heard that it's Philip, that it's very telling about the way our society is going. Oh, y'all, Mrs. Owen Katie's making me cry up here. The Chosen. I think I've heard of that. I think my mom might watch that. My mom is a. So let me tell you about my mom. She works. Ba- Katie is. I think she works 6 days a week now. She might only work 5 now, but on her days off, she. The only thing she does is watch TV. You call her, she don't answer. You can ask Katie. Uh, she loves her TV. She really loves black and white stuff, but she has shows that she's really on. The Prodigal Son. That's actually I think the one that she likes. The Poster. Okay, I'll look into that. Oh, okay. Sorry, Mandy. Thank you for trying. Oh, the Diane Schuler case. Okay, I like that case, Mr. Mom. So there's a documentary you're going to want to watch called "There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane." If you're ever into that, if you ever want to look into that. So basically, she has a big wreck. She has her 2 kids and 3 nieces, maybe only 2 nieces in the car with her. And hey, Grandma Gina. And so they basically she was the final report is that she was drunk driving and went down the wrong way, and she killed other people, and she killed everybody in the vehicle with her except the son, and who is permanently damaged from it though. 3 nieces, okay. And and the parents basic or the husband and his family basically say that there's something wrong with the autopsy. She does, she wasn't drunk. She wouldn't do that. I mean, I think signs point that she probably was. But whether, I mean, I'm sure I agree that she probably wouldn't drive drunk with the kids. I don't know. I think something was going on in her head that made her do that. Yeah, what happened? Okay. Yeah, that's a sad. Oh my gosh. Y'all want to talk about a very sad documentary? Um, is it Dear Zachary? If y'all want to cry like a little baby, watch Dear Zachary. Maura Murray is a very. I was obsessed with that case for a little while. There's a lot of YouTube podcasts that only focus on that case. You suspect a seizure with Diane? That's possible. I think a lot of people do. Yeah, Maura Murray is definitely one of those cases. That's a wormhole. Oh my goodness. But yeah, um, so Maura Murray basically, she's sort of just disappeared. Her vehicle was found. She was having some problems in her personal life, and uh, the theory is that she was probably going to go just get a couple of days away, um, try to go to a like a resort lodge or something, and they found her vehicle. She was drinking also. Um, her vehicle wrecked in a curve. It was snowy, and somebody actually stopped and asked if she was okay. But by the time police got there, she wasn't there. They've never seen her again. They got the car. It's crazy. Hey, Kaka. Yeah, exactly. Diane Schuler's blood alcohol content. I pretty much feel like she was obviously, I mean, I think she was obviously drinking. Whether something happened to cause her to drink and drive like that, I don't know. Um, Now, I will tell you that I've had a bad tooth. They said she had a bad tooth. If you can't get into a dentist, you get a shot of vodka and swish it around on there. I mean, I've done that. So let's see what's going on here in chat. All right. So, yeah, Maura Murray is another case. That's definitely, everybody should know about it. The vodka bottle in the car. Abs, what's it? Absolute vodka? Big. And the husband thought that said that they had some in the camper because they had been camping that weekend with Diane Schuler. I'm skipping around, so I'm trying to make sure y'all know which case I'm talking about. So there was he said that the bottle was in the camper, but it was obviously in the van when she wrecked. Yeah, she was definitely drinking, in my opinion. So I wanted to think otherwise because I don't want to think that a mother would drive drunk with her children and wreck and kill them and kill 3 other people and a passenger in another vehicle. But in fact, the whole time watching that documentary, there's something wrong with the Aunt Diane. I was wanting to believe, but they brought on an expert. Y'all know the old man who I'm not sure where he's from, but he has a thick accent. He's like uh, one of the major forensic people in all the world. Um, he when he came on and said she was drinking, I mean, I pretty much had to say no. I had to say yeah, absolutely. She was drinking. Hey, DC Prom Time's in the house. Yes, clove oil is good for a tooth. Very good. Um, until I had my dental surgery last year, I mean, I was basically constantly. Ugh. Yep, Shanann had an alcohol level, and she wasn't drinking. You're right. There's supposedly. I would love to actually talk to somebody who really knows about this stuff. But supposedly, when you die, you do get some uh, natural alcohol levels in your body, something to do with the bloating and so forth, um, the decomposition. And, you know, have y'all seen, I just want to throw this out there. There was, I think it was Dr. Phil. And this was one of the last episodes of Dr. Phil I've ever seen. And this was like probably 12 years ago. But he was talking about, and it could have been Dr. Oz for all I know, but they were doing like breathalyzers. Do they really work? And BOC. Um, so they had somebody swish with mouthwash, and then they had somebody actually take a shot of tequila, and they did a breathalyzer. I think they waited like 5 minutes, and they did a breathalyzer, and the person with the mouthwash, that came back higher than the person that had a shot of tequila. Hey, Mod Squad. So you always have to think about that. I know that if you eat a lot of sugar before you take a breathalyzer, that actually causes the breathalyzer to be higher. I tell you, it's interesting. Um, I really would like to have an expert on, or not on, but I would like to talk to one to see exactly how that works, to give me the science behind it. Oh, I've heard about Schitt's Creek. Schmitz, is it Schmitz? Schitz? I don't know. In Houston, and the guy that hit them found. I'm gonna show this so I can read it. Okay, so my mom was killed in a car wreck in Houston, and the guy that hit them found out where her car was towed and went back and put. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I had my grandfather. He was killed in a car accident. I don't really know all this. I was pretty young, so I don't know a lot of the specifics. But that it they I remember them trying to say that he was drinking, and normally back then, and my grandpa, that might have been something that he would have done, was drink and drive, but that happened to be like the one time that he wasn't drinking. So, but he died, and it was actually the other people's fault too. Yeah. No, not my grandpa, the musician. This is my grandpa on my mom's side. My grandpa, the musician, he died when I was about 11 or 12, and he was just the greatest man in the world. That's my grandpa Schober, and oh, I mean, he really. When I think of like the best man in the world, I always think of my grandpa Schober. He could play anything. He was just the sweetest man. He loved kids. Um, I, I I just can't even say enough about him. But let's see. I bought a breathalyzer tester. Show. Did it show? There we go. I bought a breathalyzer tester to do some at-home testing, but then was hit with years of migraines, so it's been untouched. How much are they? I didn't know you could just buy one. Let's see. Did I not unhide it? Okay, something's good. I'm trying to unhide it, and it's there. We go. Hmm. Let's see. I'm trying to get this off it. I clicked it. I'm gonna click something else and see if it show. It could be because I'm using a hotspot outside. There we go. Hide. There we go. Okay, got it off. Less than $100. That's interesting. So we're coming up on an hour. What do y'all think? Did okay with my? Well, this isn't my first live, but it's kind of the first live I really talk true crime, because I usually just talk about my chickens and stuff. Oh, so which case should we explore, Chicken Lady? Um, I mean, if you want to have a conversation with me about Dior Koontz, I'm all about it. So if you haven't heard of Dior Koontz, definitely look into that. That case just needs more attention, in my opinion. Let's see, what other cases are there that Maura Murray. If you don't know Maura Murray, that's going to be one of these cases that I think is going to go down in history. So I would definitely learn about Maura Murray. There's actually a whole oxygen special in Maura Murray. If you ever want to go look, if you have oxygen, go look at that. Um, oh, I got a case for you. Crystal Rogers in Kentucky. That's a case. Um, pretty much know who did it, in my opinion. I won't tell y'all. I'll let y'all decide. There's a whole oxygen special in that too. Crystal Rogers. So basically, she went missing on 4th of July holiday. Uh, I mean, holiday weekend, I should say. She wasn't away, but she had a son that she had with her boyfriend. I think she had 4 other children with somebody else. They were all either with their grandparents or with their dad. So she just up and disappears, which is really weird because basically, from my understanding, she always had the baby. The father never had any, never really watched the baby. So when they couldn't get in touch with her, they went over and the father's there with the baby. And they're like, okay, this is weird. And she's been missing ever since. And then, like, everybody pretty much thinks it was the boyfriend. And the father ends up getting killed in a hunting accident after basically blaming the boyfriend. And but the hunting accident is very suspicious on its own, so you definitely think that he's also a victim of an extension of this crime. I thank you, Tracy. I really feel like I'm more of a sidekick. I always say that AD left me on Patreon once. He needed to go look at something, and he left me up there alone. I was like, I'm more of a sidekick. So, are we talking about? Are we talking about Lana in chat? Mod Squad and Elizabeth. I'm searching up. Oh, Lana, yeah. I didn't know Lana was obsessed with Maura. Me and her have to talk about that. Yeah, that's a crazy case. What do you know what Lana thinks about Maura? Mod Squad, or should I ask her? Let's see. I'm waiting to see if Mod Squad thinks I should ask Lana or if she knows. I mean, I think my personal opinion is she was taken and murdered, but by who and why? But some people definitely believe that she started her life over and lives in Canada somewhere. Thank you, Kaka. I don't feel like the star of the show, but I definitely feel like I play off better with somebody. That's why me and my sis, y'all, if y'all just heard me and Katie's conversation sometimes, y'all would think we are crazy and loony. Oh, y'all are being too sweet now. But yeah, me and Katie definitely. Y'all need to help talk Katie into getting up here with me sometime because she's really nervous about getting on a live and stuff like that. And I'm sure she'd be great. I told her I was like, we could even pre-record something someday. Katie can be crazy sometimes, yes. She's definitely the sister that has like no filter. My favorite thing about Katie though is um every now and then when she's trying not to start something with somebody else and they say something she disagrees with, she just has this look and says, "It is what it is, I guess," and walks away. Whenever she says it is what it is, I'm like, oh, she's getting right. She's just trying to move past this conversation so she doesn't make it worse. The crazy. She is, yeah, she is crazy. Like sometimes some of the things that comes out of her mouth were like, Katie. We would have to have, yeah, we'd have to have somebody ready to have the beep button ready for Katie. Beep, 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 beep. Well, yeah. No filters. That's right. We'll do a no filter. Yeah, you know how I use the word cluck? I don't think I can talk her into that. All right, so we got an hour down. Let's see. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I may start doing more. We didn't have too many trolls in here. I didn't see any trolls actually, and unless they got to them before I saw them. And yeah, if you let me know what you think about this. I'll have some people. A lot, believe it or not, a lot of my fan base is in Australia. So so we will have some people watching this later probably. F never, yeah. Yep, Katie, yeah. Definitely YCC. She's definitely a lot like you. Crikey. So eventually, I think, let's see what I got 466 subscribers. So eventually, you have to have like so many subscribers before you can not use your webcam. So once I get that, I'll be able to take y'all about look at chickens and ducks and all that stuff. I'll try to do it more often. Yeah, I was kind of just thought I'd throw it out there. I had some time. So, yes, study next. Oh, so Measers and NC. We've got a few people from NC, from North Carolina in here. Oh my gosh, in Australia, chickens have fangs and are poisonous. I got to get me some of those chickens. Okay, I think that would be cool. All right, everybody. So, cluck cluck, thank you. I cannot believe Philip stayed here through the whole thing. This definitely isn't his forte, so give him a round of applause. I haven't seen Philip in, other than on Facebook. I mean, it's probably since high school. So it was nice having him in here. So anyway, cluck cluck, mother cluckers. Love you all. Thank you for being here, and I'm gonna have to get me an outro song if I keep doing this, and an intro. I have to learn how to do all that stuff too. So cluck cluck, and I will talk to y'all later.